The major aim of every football match is to score goals, and even folks that don't watch football know this. But there is more to goals than merely getting on the scoreboard. In very much the same way as goals spice up matches, these goals you so love might actually seem so bland in the absence of cool celebrations. As important as celebrations are to goals and football in general, sometimes they are taken a little too far. When this happens, there are repercussions. From Adebayor's goal celebration against Arsenal to Bale's celebration against Atletico Madrid, these are the 20 most banned celebrations in football. Bendtner's lucky pant display. Denmark's Bendtner is not famous for his goals, so if a striker isn't famous for his goals, what is he famous for? You might not exactly have a mental picture of lots of his goals, but I bet you might never forget his goal celebration after scoring a brace in a match against Portugal at Euro 2012. The former Arsenal striker lifted his shirt to display a pair of pants that had Paddy Power clearly written. In the eyes of FIFA and UEFA, he committed a big crime as players are not allowed to show sponsors' logos. Bendtner had to part with 80,000 euros and was banned for a match. Robbie Fowler's drug sniff. Bendtner wasn't looking to spite anyone when he celebrated his goal, but we can't say the same about Robbie's goal celebration. The Liverpool player had been accused of using drugs and was under investigation. So when he scored the opening goal in a Merseyside derby, he felt like celebrating like a drug addict was best. The Liverpool man got on his knees and acted like he was sniffing the line on the pitch. Anelka's Nazi salute. It was clear what message Robbie was looking to pass when he celebrated his goal. However, the world was not sure why Anelka celebrated in the manner he did. A lot of people still ask questions about this celebration, and if you have answers, kindly tell us in the comment section below. Anelka returned from a 2-month ban and scored a brace against West Ham. So he decided it was best to celebrate in a way the Jewish world will never forgive him for. He performed an inverted Nazi salute and got slammed with a fine of £80,000 in addition to a 5-match ban. Adebayor's goal celebration against Arsenal. Anelka had no point to prove against West Ham, but maybe Adebayor needed to prove a point to Arsenal. He had just signed for Man City from Arsenal and his current club were up against his former club. In this match, the Togolese legend scored a goal, and so he ran from one end of the pitch to the next just to celebrate in the face of Arsenal fans. He did this successfully, but trust me, no other player would try this, as Adebayor had to pay a fine of £25,000. Adebayor had several items launched at him for his celebration, but this next player received death threats. Paul Gascoigne's flute celebration. Paul Gascoigne is perhaps most famous for his issues with drugs and gambling, but he also got a lot of attention for his goal celebration. Attention was not all he got. The man also had to deal with some death threats. You see, back in 1998, Gazza scored a goal against Celtic and in response to harassments from the Celtic fans, he celebrated by playing an imaginary flute. Gazza's celebration was annoying, but this next celebration could have started a war. Kosovo over Serbia. In 2008, Kosovo became a free state. However, the Serbians just refused to acknowledge its sovereignty. There shouldn't be any correlation between this political movement and a goal celebration, but Xherdan Shaqiri and Granit Xhaka managed to connect the two. These two players scored for Switzerland in an important World Cup over Serbia. After scoring, they both chose to celebrate with the Albanian eagle. Mick's F-word. In the East Anglian derby between Ipswich and Norwich, Mick McCarthy, who had to deal with a great deal of criticism from Ipswich supporters, opened the scoring. He celebrated with a fist pump. He could have stopped at that, but the man felt he needed to do more, so he gave the fans a long fuck off. He clearly had his reasons, but his action was all shades of wrong. Suarez's salmon dive. Suarez is one of the most successful South American players of this generation, and the football world respects him for that. But he did not become successful overnight. See, back in England when he was still looking to make a name for himself, the Uruguayan striker was accused of diving frequently by Everton's David Moyes. So when Liverpool met Everton and Suarez scored, the only thing on his mind was to dive in front of Moyes, and he did this effortlessly. Well, there were repercussions, so this is not a celebration any other player will want to try. Bale's sleeve cutter. Speaking of players having crazy celebrations in derbies, Bale almost ruined his football career because of his celebration. In 2019, the Welshman was a Madrid player, and when Madrid faced Atletico, Bale scored a goal with a 12-match ban. A 12-match ban is a long one, but this next player was banned for life. George Katidis' Hitler salute. Before the unceremonial end of his career, George Katidis played in the Greek Super League for AEK Athens. While in this team, he once got an injury time-winning goal against Kataris, which was formerly known as Berea NFC. The goal was important, so George was free to go crazy with his celebration, and he didn't disappoint. First, he took off his shirt. At this point, it didn't seem like he had another crazy move, but we were wrong. After taking off his shirt, the player went on to perform Hitler's special salute, and that was it. Not only was this celebration banned, he too was banned for life. Kalou and Drogba's freedom pose. Drogba and Kalou are some of the most successful African sportsmen, and they were teammates at Chelsea. Also, they were key players in the Ivorian national team. They are remembered for their many exploits in the Chelsea jersey, but only a few people remember they once got into trouble after a crazy goal celebration in a match between Chelsea and Middlesbrough. In this match, the two Ivorians got on the scoreboard and they both celebrated in a controversial way. You see, their celebration was their way of supporting the release of an Ivorian activist. They could have been banned, but the FA was lenient and they escaped without any ban. Tevez's chicken dance. Players are free to celebrate in whatever way they want to, but sometimes they take it too far. And that was exactly what Carlos Tevez did in 2004. A couple of years before becoming a United star, 20-year-old Tevez featured in a match between Boca Juniors and River Plate. He came in as a substitute and scored a goal in the 88th minute. The crowd went wild, and Tevez felt taking off his shirt was the best way he could celebrate. He could have stopped at this, but he went on to do the chicken dance, which was his way of mocking his opponents. Well, he got his reward for this dance. He was sent off, and since then, he has never celebrated like this. Vini's crybaby celebration. Speaking of South American players that had funny celebrations before making their name in Europe, Vini Jr. once got into trouble for his goal celebration in a match between Flamengo and Botafogo. After scoring an important goal, he celebrated like a crybaby. This didn't seem like much, but he was publicly mocking Botafogo players who once cried publicly after they felt the referee's decision did not favor them. Ronaldo versus Atletico. In the 2018-19 UCL season, Juventus met Atletico Madrid in the Champions League round of 16. The first leg did not go according to plan, but in the second leg, he got a hat-trick. After scoring his third goal, the Portuguese captain celebrated by holding his crotch in an attempt to mock Atletico Madrid. CR7 got fined for this celebration and also got banned from the quarter-final. Why always me? If you think CR7 is controversial, then you have no idea who Balotelli is. Arguably the most controversial player of this generation, Balotelli once celebrated a goal by lifting his shirt to reveal the inscription, "Why always me?" This was his way of responding to pressure from the media. Iranian butt pinch. Goal celebrations are banned for various reasons. This goal celebration by Iran's Rezai and Nosrati got banned because their celebration was immoral. Guess what they did? Nosrati pinched Rezai's butt during this celebration, and that was it. This celebration was considered immoral and got banned. The players were also banned and fined. Bosnich's Hitler impersonation. Aston Villa were up against Tottenham in 1996. This match could have gone unnoticed. However, Tottenham's keeper celebrated a goal by impersonating Hitler. This celebration was frowned at. However, it was worse as it was against a team with lots of Jewish fans. He passed the wrong message and got fined for his action. Gascoigne's alcohol celebration. Paul Gascoigne was a decent player. However, he is most popular for his love of alcoholic drinks. Well, he went on to display his love for liquor after scoring a goal against Scotland at Wembley. He lay on the floor and his teammates acted like they were pouring alcohol down his throat. Fabian de la Mora and Alberto Medina's gunshot. If you think Gascoigne's liquor celebration was extreme, then you need to see de la Mora and Medina's goal celebration. Chivas were up against Estudiantes and de la Mora had just scored a goal. He celebrated by running to the sideline. He was followed by Medina, who acted like he brought out a pistol and shot the goal scorer. They were just having fun, but this celebration was a total mess in a country like Mexico, and both players had to pay heavy fines. Paolo Di Canio's fascist salute. At number 1 is Paolo's fascist salute after scoring a goal for Lazio against AS Roma in the Rome Derby in 2005. This celebration got the player disciplined by FIFA. Although he claims not to be fascist or racist, his celebration gave the world a different idea of him. Thanks for going all the way. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like and share buttons. Also, subscribe to this channel to see more videos like this. See you in the next video.